All right, I wanted to talk about Speeding Bullets, Superman Speeding Bullets. I love this story. I just reread it. I just got I got the physical version at the exchange. Just because I've been looking for some comics. Um, Trying to pad out my collection because I've read a lot online, but I want to own them because I think it's cool. So this is a one-shot story. It's by what the hell's his name? J.M. DeMatteis. I think that's how you say his name. He did a lot of Doctor Fate stuff, so I think that's the connection there on why I like it so much. But this is one of my favorite stories, just like little one shots, because one shot it's very thin. I think it's like 40 pages, so you can read this in like 20 minutes. Um, but you know, great read. The art's awesome, as you can see. Really cool design. My favorite like little comic thing is when Batman has a enclosed mouth. I just think it's sick. Kind of like what Tom Fox his Batman. When he takes over for Bruce and has that full enclosed mask is really sick. Same with Batgirl. It just looks freaking awesome. Um, and just the art is really cool in this book. Um, it's very like little like classic looking. The designs are cool. The one thing I like, it's kind of like saying the how I met Batman, how I met Bruce Wayne type thing. It's how it's told, which I think is really sick. But again, it's really interesting on the twist of characters because as you know, if this is Clark Kent, it's not Bruce. Well, it is Bruce, but it's kind of easy to. No, I'm not gonna go too into spoiler for it just because I want you to read it if you're watching this video. But it's pretty much Clark or not Clark, Bruce, which is from Krypton, crash lands in an Earth, and then you know he's Bruce Wayne. So pretty much Clark Kent, he would land in Kansas, but now he's landed in Gotham, adopted by the Waynes. And kind of the normal stuff happens. You would think I'm not really gonna go into that really right now, and you just see him become Batman, and it's really interesting. So, but little like I'll go into. So I definitely recommend. I'm gonna go into some spoilers, but read this. It's awesome. It's such a cool story, and I wish that they would do more with it. You could make this into just like a 45-minute short, and it'd be so freaking cool. Um, but yeah, so we have that. The whole thing with this is that Lois Lane is like saying, "Oh, spoilers." How I met Batman and all this stuff, and going through it, and we see the Batman. He's brutalizing people. He's being real mean to him, and she doesn't like that. She's like, "Oh, what is this world if even our heroes are beating people up?" And it's a lot of stuff happens with that. And he eventually, learns that he's doing bad. Lex Luthor's in it trying to get with Lois Lane. That he's kind of the Joe. He turns into the Joker, so Lex is the Joker. You know, and then Clark Kent now Bruce Wayne. It's the whole thing. It's just switch. It's complete flip the script. So Batman can fly. He can shoot lasers. Like he kills Joe Chill, which is awesome. Like in the beginning, they shoot his Joe Chill shoots his parents, but the bullets they bounce off of him because he's an alien. And then he like laser blasts him, and he's like, "Oh, I want it to stop." It's awesome. It is so cool. It's just such an interesting way to do it. I don't know. It's such a dumb thing to think of, but it's just really cool. And again, the art is really cool. It's just like here's the frame of it. Him just like beating him up, or not beating him up. Him just like lasering Joe Chill. Like you can't beat that. That's awesome. But yeah, so eventually he just he beats the bad guy, beats Lex Luthor. Everything's day. Him and Lois kiss, all that good stuff. Um, and just like there's like look at this, like look at that suit, look at that thing. That's awesome. But so he fights the Joker, and we see that stuff. He's about to kill him, and then eventually he saves him because he wants to be good, and so eventually we see him like flying off into the in that awesome suit. We see him flying out with Lois, and then at the very end, they're like, the cool ongoing thing with all of this is like he literally could have landed anywhere. He could have landed in a Chinese like farm. He could have landed in Kansas. He could have landed in a fascist regime, but he landed here, so in Gotham. So that's a really cool thing I like. Um, And then they're like, all these things that happened, they happened for a reason. Only one series of events that could have given us. Because remember, he's Batman. And then the very end frame, it's his Superman suit, and it's the end. Kino. 40 pages of pure Kino. $10, perfect. Really recommend it. I don't know. I'm going to do more of these, just I've just been going through, rereading a bunch of my comics and a bunch of new stuff I keep finding. Just to recommend it, because I run people to read these stories. So, yep, I'll see you in the next one. Remember to like and subscribe if you have any recommendations for anything media-wise. Put it in the comments. Alright, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. I think the next video is probably the Wicked review. I'm seeing that tomorrow. So I'll see you guys. Have a good night.